can get. Then SiClone. Is this what is it?
So the SiClone was it was the first pedal that I ever started making in one version or another. It didn't look anything like this, but it was the first circuit that I started messing around with even before I started Zander Circuitry. I used to just sell unfinished pedals on Facebook and whatever places like that, and it's kind of now probably in its third or fourth iteration, and it's now turned into this like sort of 8-knob monstrosity that you see. It's basically a high gain oscillating octave fuzz with a ridiculous amount of tweakability across obviously the 8 knobs. So you've got the standard level and fuzz control down the bottom. You have the body control, which controls one of the capacitors, so it allows more or less bass into the circuit. The punch control again varies a capacitor, so it will control the mid-range. It works very interactively with the bright control, which is a very wide tone control, so you can literally go from the guitarist next door through the wall to like really trebly.
It lives like right in your face.
Yeah, so really, really, really bright. The staff control again is similar to some of the other pedals where we've got it just rips straight off the 9-volt, so you can starve the circuit of voltage. And then the two more unusual controls are the shunt and the squash controls. They work very interactively with each other, and they basically control the attack and decay of the fuzz. And you'll notice that as you turn them and dial in, especially as you dial them back, you'll start to get these sort of glitchy, octave gated fuzz tones that can basically almost dial out the dry signal completely, so you just get the lower octave. But yeah, it can basically do pretty much anything when it comes to fuzz.
Would it be fair for me to say, I find this one super exciting because the Cranium, this is your every rat box in one, but more tweakable than any of them. The American Geek is your kind of Big Muff inspired, again, but various versions of it and super tweakable. Cafetiere, I haven't heard of that original one. What's it called again?
The harmonic percolator.
I'll put that on the screen for anyone who's like me has never heard of that, but the super tweakable version of those. I'm excited about the SiClone because I'd say this is your, I mean obviously these are all your baby, but this is like totally you. This is really, I've never seen like the shunt and squish, the idea of having that, what was the term you used? The
attack and decay. I mean, if you really want to boil it down to what it is at its very core, it is very similar to almost like a Fuzz Face. But then, to be honest, when it comes
they've only got 2 knobs. When
it comes to fuzzes, the thing is there are only so many ways of making that sound. So even if it's the same deal with a lot of people. You can come up with something and you can think it's the most original thing in the world, but if you look at circuits, you'll find that someone along the line.
Well, I've never seen staff before. I feel like that's your thing, and I think that's a really cool, weird, usable feature that you can get some really strange sounds with.
I'm surprised it's not on more pedals because it's such a simple thing to implement because it's just a passive potentiometer running off the power supply.
But it makes a huge difference to the sound.
Yeah,
huge difference.
It's such an easy thing to implement, and it kind of throws back to, because I don't put battery snaps in any of my pedals, just because I don't really like the idea of using batteries anymore.
No one really does.
Most people don't, and to me it's wasteful. So the idea of using the staff control is that a lot of people started to like their fuzzes when the batteries start dying.
Yeah, I've heard that.
With that you can basically get that sound on tap the whole time without having to wear down a battery or to waste batteries or anything like that.
That is really clever. That is really clever. The tone switch on and off. So this is your on, but then tone switching. What does that do?
Tone, it bypasses the punch and the bright controls. So no matter how, so you can basically set a kind of really like mid-scooped and muffled sound and have like one kind of sort of understated rhythm fuzz sound sitting in the background, and then you can kick the tone switch on and it completely removes those two from the circuit, and it gives you a much brighter and louder fuzz. There is also an internal trim pot to let you set the level when the tone switch is on and when it's off, so you can balance the two levels. So you can basically set it up. You can basically take the back off, set it however you want for whatever your needs might be.
That's a great feature.
And then you've got a rhythm and a lead.
That's amazing. And that goes for all of your fuzz pedals. That you do have the option of having a rhythm sound. Yeah. You've got two in one, 2 volumes and 2 gain levels and 2 fuzz levels in one.
Yeah.
So where can people find out more about you and your products?
Through basically all the social media channels, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or at zandercircuitry.co.uk.
All links below. Alex, thanks so much for coming down.
No problem.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Pedals are fantastic. Wish you all the best luck in the future.
Thanks very much.
For the purposes of this demo, I'll be using my Japanese Fender 52 reissue Telecaster. I'm running into my Laney LC50 all-valve combo, which has a Celestion G12 100K speaker in it. Right, let's do a clean show. That's the more sensible fuzz. Cool. Cutting.
Yeah.